Hey guys, welcome to my channel Learn Easy with GC. My name is Gobu Chandran. So today I'm going to discuss some important physics plus one practice questions for NEET JEE 2020. So if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it. Then only you may get further notifications of my videos. Share it with your friends. So here is my first question. So, what is the first question? A Carnot engine operating between T1 and T2 has an efficiency 1 by 6. When T2 is lowered by 62 Kelvin, its efficiency increases to 1 by 3. Then T1 and T2 are respectively. See, if we do it by normal method, it may consume some time. So, here is my shortcut also. You may see my shortcut also. So, first thing, if you see a question like this, what you have to do is just write the given values, understand the question, just check from which part of the question, which part of the chapter it is asking from, like that. So when you see this question, this is from thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics. That is the first thing you have to consider about it. Then write the given values. What is the given values? So efficiency is given 1 by 6. Then it is increases to 1 by 3. See, I am looking the question only. Okay, and we have to find T1 and T2. Okay, listen carefully. Whenever the question is related to Carnot engine comes to your exam, just use this formula. T2 by T1 equal to 1 minus eta. What is eta? Eta means efficiency. So T2 by T1 equal to 1 minus eta, that is the case. Okay. In the first case, eta is given as how much? 1 by 6. Efficiency is given as 1 by 6. T1 means higher temperature known as source temperature. T2 is lower temperature known as sink temperature. Eta is efficiency. That is the case. Okay. So in the first case, I am taking T2 by T1 equal to 1 minus 1 by 6. Okay. You will get T2 by T1 equal to 5 by 6. Say equation 1. This is case 1. Okay. This is case 1. In case 2, what's the question? In case 2, T2 is lowered. Okay, whenever T2 changes, or T1 changes, eta will change. Here T2 is changing. Okay, so I'm taking, instead of T2, I'm taking it as T2 dash. But T1 remains same. In this case, efficiency is changes to 1 by 3. Efficiency is changes to 1 by 3. You will get 2 by 3. 2 by 3. Okay, or I'm writing T2 dash by T1 equal to 2 by 3 can be written like 4 by 6, no? Why I wrote like this? It's just because, see, in the equation 1, denominator is 6. In equation 2, if I took 3, you can see that T1 is different in both cases, but we know that T1 remains same. So I am making the denominator same so that T1 will be same. So here also 6, here also 6. Now look carefully. Initially T2 is 5 unit. Now it becomes 4 unit. So decrease in T2. T2 minus T2 dash is 5 minus 4, 1 unit. So sink temperature is decreases by 1 unit according to my equation. But in this question, this 1 unit is given as how much? 62 Kelvin, right? This 1 unit is given as 62 Kelvin. Okay. Now it's over. We have to find what is T1. We have to find what is T2. What is T1 equal to? 6 unit. So 6 into 62. What is 6 into 62? Is it 372? Yes. 372 Kelvin. What is T1 equal to? 5 unit. T1 equal to initially 5 unit. So 5 into 62 equal to 310 Kelvin. So over. That's it. That's the answer. What's the option? You will get option D. That's it. Is it simple? Easy? Okay. Suppose they are asking what is the final sink temperature. If they are asking final sink temperature, what will be your answer? Final sink temperature means T2 dash. If they are asking this T2, okay. If they are asking final sink temperature, T2 dash means 4 unit. Then it will be 4 into 62. It will be 248 Kelvin. Correct? Okay, understood. Fine. Okay, take a screenshot of this. Okay. And guys, always remember the fact that this thermodynamics is very important for NEET and JEE. Also, circle of thermodynamics is very, very important. For every year, either in JEE or NEET, you may get this question. Even this year also JEE, you may get 4 or 5 shift, right? Either of the shift, 1 or 2 shift, you just check it. You may available the questions from second of thermodynamics. Okay, so it's very important. Okay, I'm going to second question. What is the second question? Just read the question. Similar to previous question, a Carnot engine operating between temperatures T1 and T2 has an efficiency 0.2. So initially efficiency is 0.2. Here T2 is reduced by 50 Kelvin. Efficiency increases to 0.4. What is T1 and T2? That is the question. Okay, listen. Similar to previous question, this is an example just like previous question. So our equation is T2 by T1 equal to what? 1 minus eta. So in the first case, what is T2 by T1 equal to? 1 minus, what is eta given? Eta is given as 0.2. You will get 0.8. What is 0.8 means? 8 by 10. That is equation 1. In the second case, T2 dash by T1 equal to, what is T2 dash by T1? 1 minus, is it 0.4? Yes, is it 0.4? Then 1 minus 0.4 equal to, you will get 0.6. What is 0.6 means? 6 by 10. That is equation 2. No, in both cases T1 remains same, so we don't need to change the fraction. So what happens to T2? T2, what is the decrease in temperature of T2? T2 decreases from 8 minus 6 equal to 2 unit. This 2 unit is given as how much? 50 Kelvin, right? This 2 unit is given as 50 Kelvin. So what is 1 unit equal to? 25 Kelvin. So what is T2 equal to? 80 unit. That is 8 into 25. What is 8 into 25? Is it 200? T2 equal to 200 Kelvin, correct? What about T1? T1 equal to 10 unit. That is equal to 250 Kelvin. That's it. So you will get option 250 Kelvin. Only option B is having source temperature T1 as 250 Kelvin. Okay. So answer is option B. I hope you got it. Is it easy? Correct? Is it okay? Take a screenshot of this. Okay. And you can see that you can increase the efficiency of Carnot engine or any engine. Okay, by either increasing source temperature or decreasing sink temperature. If T2 decreases or T1 increases, eta will increase. But the effect is more in case of increasing source temperature. That is also another question. Okay, increasing the source temperature will give better effect in the efficiency when compared with decreasing the sink temperature. Okay, fine. Okay guys, now we are going to discuss the third question. So this third question is from gravitation. Just read the question. What it says: density of a newly discovered planet is twice that of Earth. So write the value. Okay, given density of planet is twice that of Earth. Write the given value. That's it. Then acceleration due to gravity on the surface of planet is equal to that of on the surface of Earth. Acceleration due to gravity on the planet as well as on the Earth, both are same. Then if the radius of Earth is r, what is the radius of the planet? So I have to find the radius of the planet. See, we have to find the relation between gravity as well as density. Yes, we know G equal to Gm by r square in case of mass is given. But if a density is given, then acceleration due to gravity is given by 4 by 3 pi r rho capital G. Acceleration due to gravity is 4 by 3 pi r rho capital G. Here G is same in both cases. 4 by 3 is constant, pi is constant, G is constant, which means that r into rho is constant. R into rho is constant. Since density of planet is twice that of Earth, AB equal to constant means what does it mean? Both are inversely proportional. Radius and density is inversely proportional. R into rho constant. So if planet density doubles, what happens? Radius will be how much times? RP will be equal to RE by 2. It will be half of it. because both are inversely proportional. So it will be r by 2. You will get option A. Is it correct? Understood? Shall we move to the next question? Take screenshot of it. So here is my fourth question. Speed of light c, gravitational constant g, Planck's constant h are taken as fundamental units in a system. Dimension of time in new system. Very interesting question. That question was asked from AIMS 2008. Okay. Very good question. This type of C, always by heart the values of g, it's a c, its values and dimension. Okay. But I'm not going with the traditional method of solving let t equal to g raised to a. See, how will you solve this equation? If this question is asking in your board exam, you will write it as t equal to or t equal to a constant k into h raised to a, g raised to b, c raised to c, like that. And you will solve value of a, b, c. You will get 3 equations, 3 unknowns. You have to solve a, b, c. Substitute like that. You will be time consuming, right? See, what you have to do is, they will either ask length, dimension of length, or c, or mass, like that. Okay, based on g, h and c. Just do one thing. Okay, just by heart the formulas. If h, c, g, what is h means? Planck's constant, gravitational constant, and speed, c speed. If these three quantities are taken as fundamental quantities, assumed as fundamental quantities, then dimension of mass is given by root hcg. This by heart this. Okay, to save time, just by heart it. We can derive it, but better m equal to root hcg by heart it. Okay, it's very important. M equal to root h. What is root hc by g means h raised to 1 by 2, c raised to 1 by 2, g raised to minus 1 by 2. That's it. Okay, but in this question they are asking for time, no? Time. Let's see how to find time. See, we know that energy equal to h into nu. Correct? What is nu means frequency, that is reciprocal of time. Okay, so h by t equal to, I can write as mc square. Okay, so what is t equal to? H by mc square. Correct? T equal to h by, what is m equal to? Root hc by g into c square. See how easy is this? So h by root h raised to 1 by 2. H by root h raised to 1 by 2. This root g goes to the numerator, g raised to 1 by 2. What is c into c square? C raised to 5 by 2. Root c into c square is c raised to 5 by 2. It goes to numerator, c raised to minus 5 by 2. That's it. Option A correct. Is the option A? Yes, it is option A. Okay, understood. So this is my homework question, this one. Same question. If h, c, g are taken as fundamental units in a system, what is the dimension of length? So find the dimension of length in terms of SEG. You got dimension of mass, you got dimension of time. My question to you, find the dimension of length. Just comment it. Okay, I want to know how much of you are doing. Right? Don't go for traditional method like solving A, B, C. Don't go for it. Just think like this. Okay? Okay. Take a screenshot. So, next question. Read the question. A simple pendulum, so question is from oscillation. Okay. Perform simple harmonic motion about x equal to 0 means mean position. With an amplitude is given as a, time reduced t, the speed of pendulum at x equal to a by 2. Very simple question, direct question. Speed of pendulum is given by v equal to omega into root of a square minus x square. This is the general equation. Speed at any distance x. So v equal to, what is omega equal to? 2 pi by t root of a square minus x is given as a by 2, right? So a by 2 whole square means a square by 4. You will get 2 pi by t into root 3 a square by 4. This is nothing but 2 pi by t into root 3 a by 2. 2 pi by t. 2 will cancel. pi a root 3 by t. Root 3 pi a by t. Check any options there. Okay. What is the option? You will get option pi a root 3 by t. It is there. Option C. So answer option C. Understood? Shall we move to the next question? Take a screenshot. So here is the next question. If the velocity of particle is given as at plus bt square, a and b are constants, okay, a equal to at plus bt square. Then distance traveled between 1 second and 2 seconds. See, what is v means? V means dx by dt. Dx by dt equal to at plus bt square. So what is dx equal to? At plus bt square whole into dt. So what is total distance? You have to integrate. To get total distance, you have to integrate from, see, t is varying. T is varying from 1 to 2. T is varying from 1 to 2. Simple. Dx integrate, you will get x equal to a into integrate t, you will get t square by 2 varies from 1 to 2 minus b into, plus b into t cube by 3 varies from 1 to 2. Take a by 2 outside, you will get 2 square minus 1 square plus b by 3 into 2 cube minus 1 cube. Simplify, what you will get? X equal to 2 square minus 1 square, 3 by 2. So 3 by 2a plus 7 by 3b. Correct? 2 by 3a plus 7 by 3b. Is it option? No options. Correct or wrong? Oh, sorry. This is 3 by 2. Okay. Option is 3 by 2a plus 7 by 3b. Option C. Option C. Okay, take a screenshot. So friends, this is our next question. What is the question? Read the question. A rod PQ of mass m, rod PQ of mass m, so its weight will be mg, and length L is hanged at end P. The rod is kept horizontal by a massless string tied to point Q as shown in figure. So when the string is cut, the initial angular acceleration of the rod. So we have to find the angular acceleration of the rod if the string is cut. Okay. See, angular acceleration. This question is from rotational motion, and we know that the torque acting on the body, any body, is given by torque equal to I alpha. Is it okay? Since the weight is acting downwards, it will go like this, rotate in this sense. Okay. What is I equal to? What is I equal to? This is a cylindrical rod, axis passing through one end. Cylindrical rod, axis passing through one end. We have the formula I equal to ml square by 3. Understood? Into alpha. So this is the torque, ml square by 3 into alpha. But we already know that torque equal to force into perpendicular distance. What is F equal to? mg. What is the perpendicular distance? This much distance already from the force till the axis. What is the distance? L by 2 only. Okay. Don't take L by mistake. It is not L. Total length is L, but the distance is only L by 2. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2, equate 1 and 2, both are torque. 1 equal to 2, what you will get? If you equate 1 and 2, what you will get? ml square by 3 alpha equal to mgl by 2, 1l will cancel, m will cancel, you will get L alpha by 3 equal to g, alpha equal to 3g by L. Alpha equal to 3g by L. No options? Super. Oh, sorry. There is 2 there here. 2 is there. G by 2. So 3g by 2L. Now okay. So what's the answer? 3g by 2L. Option D. Correct? Nice question, no? Take a screenshot. So guys, next question from rotational motion. Here is the question. A small object of uniform density rolls up the curved surface with an initial velocity v dash, not v dash of, it's actually v. Mistake, v dash is mistake, it's v. It reaches up to a maximum height. Height is given 3v square by 4g. With respect to the initial position, object is they are asking. So these type of questions are regularly asked in many competitive exams like NEET, JEE, KEAM, etc. So we have to find the value of the, not value, we have to find which type of object is this. So when they are asking what is the object or which is the shape of the object like that, you have to check the value of k square by r square. Find the value of k square by r square. Okay. So find by heart the value of k square r square for important shapes. K square by r square equal to 1 if it is ring, if the object is ring. K square by r square equal to 1 by 2 if it is disk. And its value equal to 2 by 3 in case of hollow sphere. Hollow sphere, then k square by r square equal to 2 by 5 in case of solid sphere. Just by heart at least these 4 things. Okay. So we have to find, because that 4 options are given, we have to find ring, disk, hollow sphere, solid sphere, hollow sphere. For that we have to find the value of k square by r square. For that height is given as what? 3v square by 4g. Correct? H is given as 3v square by 4g, or v square can be written as 4g by 3h v square. But there is an equation for body rolling without slipping. Both if a body possesses kinetic translation as well as rotational energy, its velocity is given by root of 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square. This is the equation. General equation for velocity for a body rolling without slipping. So if you square both sides, v square equal to 2gh by 1 plus k square by r square, just compare the coefficient of gh. Compare the coefficient of gh. What you will get? 2 by 1 plus k square by r square equal to 4 by 3, or 1 plus k square by r square equal to, you will get, what is it? What you will get? 3 by 2. Correct? If you solve this, 2 by 1 plus k square by r square 4 by 3, or 1 plus k square by r square equal to 3 by 2. Once k square by r square equal to k square by r square, you will get as 1 by 2. If k square by r square is 1 by 2, it will be disk. Understood? So option is disk, option D. Okay. Take a screenshot. So guys, the last question of this part. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. For if you really like it, then give that thumb okay, and subscribe the channel to your friends also. For more videos, just subscribe it. So what is the question? Density of material in CGS unit is 4 gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so density is given by 4 gram per centimeter cube. Then what is given? In a system of units, some new system, unit of length is 10 centimeters. So once let the new unit is centimeter dash. Its value is given by 10 centimeter, and unit of mass is 100 gram. So in this system of unit, what will be the magnitude? That is the question. In this system of unit, what will be the magnitude? That is the question. Options are 0.4, 40, 400 and 0.04. Okay, listen. See, if 10 centimeter equal to 1 centimeter dash, then I can write like this. 1 centimeter equal to 1 by 10 centimeter dash. 1 gram equal to 1 by 100 g dash. Substituting equation, but you will get rho dash equal to 4 into, instead of g, substitute as g dash by 100, by, instead of centimeter cube, centimeter dash by 10 whole cube. When you simplify, you will get 4 by 100 into 1000 into g dash by centimeter dash cube, which is nothing but 40 unit. 40 g dash by centimeter dash cube. So answer, we need only magnitude, that is equal to 40. Understood? So answer will be option B. So I hope You learned it. Many questions easy with GC. So subscribe Learn Easy with GC. Wish you all the best. Stay home. Stay positive. Okay. Bye.